Boys and girls, welcome to Miss Daisy is Crazy. We got chapters 10 and 11 up for this video. And then for the next video, our last video, chapter 12, we're going to read over that. And then we're going to announce our brand new book. I'm not going to tell you what it is yet. We're going to figure it out in the next video. Okay. So in the last three chapters, we did 7, 8, and 9. In that chapter, Principal Klutz at the very end of chapter 9 was saying that if you read 1,000,000 pages, you get to rent the school for a day, and he gets to dress up in a gorilla suit. Okay, that sounds pretty tempting. I'm sure AJ is really attracted to that. I think he really wants to do something like that. All the kids seem excited. So we're going to see what happens. This chapter is called Football Players Are Really Dumb. And if you remember, Billy told AJ that. And it looks like, based off of just reading this first sentence here, we got a new character named Boomer Wiggins. So we'll see who Boomer Wiggins is. Is he a student? Is he an adult? We'll see.
We'll find out.
We'll find out. Okay, chapter 10. Here we go.
Boys and girls, today we have a very special and famous guest.
Miss Daisy said.
His name is Boomer Wiggins.
Wow, was the first thing everybody said. Who's he? Was the second thing everybody said. But I know who Boomer Wiggins was, because Boomer Wiggins was my hero. He was the quarterback of my favorite football team, the Chargers. Wow, a real football player right in our classroom. Miss Daisy told us that Boomer Wiggins had a daughter in 4th grade, and that's why he was spending the day at our school. When Boomer Wiggins walked into the class, everybody gasped. He was really big and had so many muscles that they poked right against his shirt. We all crowded around him, and Boomer let us feel his arm muscles. I couldn't even get my hands around them. Then Boomer picked up Emily with one hand. He was amazing. Then he gave each of us a little plastic football, and he signed his name on each one. Does anybody have any questions? Boomer asked. Do you like knocking guys on their butts? I asked. Everybody laughed. Even though I didn't say anything, that was funny. Miss Daisy said it was butt, not butts, because a person only has one butt. But I said a butt was divided into 2 halves, so really it could be butts. Miss Daisy said that was enough of that talk. I said she shouldn't be complaining because she was the one who started it. I don't like knocking people down, Boomer told us. But sometimes we have to because it's part of the game.
Mr. Wiggins,
asked Miss Daisy.
Is it true that football players are really dumb?
We all gasped. I was afraid Boomer Wiggins might knock Miss Daisy on her butt. Excuse me? Boomer said, like he wasn't sure if he had heard the question.
Well, somebody once told me that if you play football, you don't have to know how to read or write or do arithmetic or go to school.
Who told you that? Boomer asked Miss Daisy. Everybody looked at me. I slid down so that my head was almost under my desk, and I hid behind my notebook.
Oh, a good friend of mine told me,
Miss Daisy said.
Is it true?
If I didn't go to school, I never could have become a football player, Boomer told us. I have to read and study my playbook very carefully. I have to write letters to my fans. Every week I have to study very hard to get ready for the next game.
Did you go to college?
Asked Miss Daisy. Yes, Boomer said. And when my football career is over, I plan to go back to school so I can become a doctor. Wow, I said. I want to go to college someday so I can become a doctor and knock guys on their butts. But everybody laughed, even though I didn't say anything funny. Then, to prove how smart he was, Boomer Wiggins read us a book and passed out bookmarks that said, Achieve your goal by reading on them. Miss Daisy said that even though Boomer read the book to us, we could still add 52 pages to the total number of pages we've read. The temperature level on the thermometer in the hallway kept getting higher and higher. Okay, chapter 11, we rule the school. Okay, so they're getting that temperature meter up every little bit. Every single page that they read, it's going up a little bit. So they just added 52 more pages to it. Okay, finally, the big moment arrived. It was Andrea Young, of course, who read the 1,000,000th page. We all cheered when Miss Daisy went out in the hallway and filled in the top of the thermometer all the way up to the words 1,000,000. That Friday night, everybody in the whole school showed up at school. Can you believe it? I actually couldn't wait to get to school. On the weekend. When we got there, a big banner was hanging over the front door that said, We read 1,000,000 pages on it. Principal Klutz was waiting for us. He was wearing a gorilla suit, just like he promised. Inside, there was a table of snacks and treats and juice. Miss Daisy had brought in bonbons. But best of all, the gym was filled wall to wall with video games. I had never seen so many video games in my life. Families had brought in lots of TV sets, game systems, and games, and lined them up all around the gym. We could play all we wanted, and the only rule was that you had to take turns. For the kids who didn't like video games, there were tables of board games set up in the middle of the gym. I think they're called board games because you get bored playing them. I played just about every video game in the gym. After a few hours of staring into screens, I had a splitting headache. My hands hurt, and I thought my eyes were going to fall out of my head. It was the greatest night of my life. All right. Last chapter is Poor Miss Daisy. We're going to save that for the next video. And it looked like it was a really good turnout. He loved the video games. They're lined up wall to wall. He was dressed up, or Principal Klutz was dressed up in a gorilla costume. So that sounds super fun. I couldn't even imagine if our school did that. That'd be awesome. I couldn't even, we'd probably blow a fuse with so many TV sets and video games out there. Okay, let's think of a discussion question. Would you prefer to play the video games or would you prefer to play the board games? And I want to know why. Why would you pick the video games or why would you pick the board games? I find fun in both of them. So let me know what you think. All right, we'll see you in the next video.